Hello everyone, my name is Prateek and I'm a freelance colorist based in India. This is the fourth episode in a series of tutorials called upGrade, where I share color grading techniques and workflows I have found useful, and I hope you'll find them useful too. Today's topic will be about splitting LUTs in Resolve. As a colorist, you might find yourself using LUTs to grade a project, but sometimes a LUT is too heavy on the footage, so what most people do is reduce the key output of the LUT node. This definitely works, but there's another method you can use to split either only the color from a LUT or only the contrast from a LUT, which will give you some more control. In order to do this, you need to have a layer node set up like this. The LUT you want to split should be placed in the bottom layer node. Let's first split only the color from the LUT. To do this, the layer mixer composite mode can be set to color. As you can see, now we only have the color adjustments applied on the image and no contrast. I'm going to create a compound node of this setup and grab a still. Now let's split only the contrast from the LUT. I'm going to use the same node setup, but this time choose the luminosity composite mode. Now we only have the contrast applied without any color changes. I'm again going to create a compound node and grab a still. When splitting the contrast alone from a LUT, you're only splitting the Y channel. If you want to apply the curve to the RGB channels, you can add a splitter combiner node and apply the only contrast compound node to all the 3 channel nodes. We have now learned how to split either only the color or only the contrast from a LUT. I'm now going to show you how to mix the color and the contrast components from the LUT. I've reset the grade and added 2 parallel nodes. I'm going to add the color only compound node on the top node and the contrast only compound node in the bottom node. I'm going to add another grade version and this time only apply the LUT on the shot. When I switch between the 2 grade versions, you can see that they look the same. This shows that the color and the luminance components have been separated correctly. We can now use the key output setting to mix the color and the contrast channels with each other. For example, let's say we like the color component of the LUT but want to reduce the intensity of the contrast. So we can reduce the key output of the contrast compound node to our liking. This method can also be used to mix different LUTs. For example, we can borrow the color alone from a creative LUT and mix it with the contrast of the camera manufacturer's Rec 709 LUT. There are several combinations you can come up with and create unique looks by mixing different LUTs with this setup. You can also experiment with other layer composite modes like hue and saturation when mixing LUTs. So that's how I like to split LUTs in Resolve. Let me know how this technique I demonstrated in this tutorial works for you. If you have any requests for other tutorials, feel free to drop them below.